Hello, this is Soundout here, back with another Kamen Gaim review, and finally reviewing AC04 Pine and Ichigo Arms set. It's taken a while to get here, but let's finally take a look at the first Arms set. I have finally obtained the fourth Arms Change release after obtaining 12 and an exclusive. Holy crap, did this take forever. And that's because this thing got stupid rare after it came out. It was out, it restocked, I missed the restocks, and then it was going for over $80. And I was not paying that for 2 pieces of fruit. But luckily a little deal popped up, and I was able to get this set. Finally. I have tried ordering this several times and having several cancellations due to out of stock or back orders canceled or whatever. But I finally have this set. After watching this in the future, this is set 4, I know, but I'm reviewing it after set 12, so keep that in mind. But as you can see, it's the packaging: Pine, Ichigo, Pine, Ichigo, Pine, Ichigo, Pine, and Ichigo. Very basic packaging, as usual, but really cool nonetheless, and is very similar to the Mango and Kiwi Arms set for Baron and Ryugen. Now this set is all for Gaim himself. It's actually the hardest part of the Gaim set, for Kamen Rider Gaim himself, to find, as all his other stuff has gone down in price. This is the hardest to find set of the line that I can tell. It's not exclusive. Just because of how much issue I had finding it. And I've been buying these things since 03 came out. And I missed this. So I'm so glad to have this. But I want to take a look at each Arms individually. This is a full review, even though this thing's been out since November. It does not matter. I'm going to review this as I always review the Arms Change. So let's start with Pine. So, in order to use this set, you're going to need an Arms Change figure. I'm using AC01 Kamen Rider Gaim Orange Arms, because that's what it recommends. But these do everything on their own, but you have no figure to put them on. They're kind of pointless. Getting that out of the way, here's Pine Arms. It is a pineapple, of course. Funsai, Destroy, and all that stuff. Very nicely detailed. All the bumps are on here. The top leaf part is well painted, and there are black spots to break up the detail and make it armorish. Really cool overall. You also get his weapon, which is a flail mace weapon. And in the show, whenever he swings this around, it sounds like a chain. It's actually a cord in the series, and it's a string here. So you got the handle. And it is quite weighty. It is a solid piece of plastic, which surprised me. So you do get some cool action there. But putting the armor on, as we know, you slide the armor on, lock it on the shoulders, then you transform it. These shoulder pieces come down, chest piece comes down, the back piece comes in, and there is Pine Arms. Now, what's really cool about this design is the helmet piece, because the helmet piece actually, in line with a pine slice, or a pineapple slice, has a spot in the middle. I find this cool because it's a pineapple ring in his helmet. But it nicely hides behind the crest of his visor, so you don't see the giant black space, but it's really cool nonetheless. The shoulder pads are really kind of awkward, but they do get far enough out of the way to not restrict the arms, which is really nice, and everything kind of folds in really nicely, quite compact. Now, of course, you can give him his weapon. I typically have him holding one end in one hand, and then having the other end in the other hand. Typically how it was in the show when it first debuted. And the cord is a little long, I feel. As you see, he's holding the top of that handle. He's got this thing pulled, and it takes a lot of work to get it to stretch out far enough so it's not grabbing the ground. You can actually just kind of wrap it around his hand a couple times, and I find that works best for using Pine. Also, Tamashi stages to have this thing flying, because it's not going to flail without extra support. So overall, really cool. I love the design. It's this beefy armor. It looks kind of awkward in the show with the shoulder pads, but this beefy armor with this flail chain is really cool, and I quite like it. And I'm so glad to have a figure of it now. You know, being that there is no Figure Arts version at the moment, and that it took so long to get here after owning everything else. One last little thing you can do, just like in the series, if you want, you can hook up the Muso Saber to his pine flail. I don't know what it's called. And you can have this attached so you can stab it into things and then kick it into place. So you do get this, you do get the additional handle action going on here, but then that just makes the issue of the short cord kind of even more. But there is that option, so that's cool. But overall, Pine Arms is really neat. So let's move on to Ichigo Arms. So here we have Ichigo Arms, and this is not the Rider 1 arms he uses in Kamen Rider Tyson, but Ichigo as in Strawberry. And a very convincing Strawberry. I quite like the design of the strawberry part of the arms, especially with having the tip at the bottom. It did bounce the first time he used it in the show too, which I thought was a neat touch. But you can see that it is a strawberry, and it doesn't sit up straight, much like Mango or Lemon, but Lemon has a little stand. Well, there is a way to fix this as well. This thing folds out and you can have it sit, so there is that. But overall, quite a convincing strawberry. Almost good enough to eat if it wasn't for the harness in the middle. But very nicely detailed. I quite like it. And it has a really unique and interesting transformation that isn't just drop onto head and fold out shoulder pads. And then we'll talk about the weapons in a second because that's a little special. First off, you want to flip open, well, if you turn the right way, flip this open. Take and slide onto his head. You want to fold these. There's a ton of there's 3 little hinges in here. You want to get it folded like that. This top piece folds to the side here. There's a double hinge. You want to get that kind of squared up like this. Bring that up. I'm going to swing this out and bring it back. Take the chest piece forward, fold this piece back, and fold it closed. And now you got Ichigo Arms, Shishuto Spark, and all that. So really cool. I like how it almost has a single shoulder pad design, but doesn't, following the Armored Rider trend of having 2 shoulder pads. And it's really cool overall, I think. This shoulder pad is much larger, but neat. The strawberry shape is in the chest piece, which is really cool. The helmet piece is really neat because it has the heart of the strawberry in the middle, painted silver, which just looks awesome. And on the back, it is a nice folded back plate where you don't see the helmet harness. So really, really cool. And what's even cooler is his weapons. If you've watched the series, you know that he has these kunai daggers in the series. Now, he only has 2 hands, so you think he'd only be able to use 2 of these. Well, that's true. You can give him 2. And he comes with 3. But these 2 are just kind of standard. They're throwing knives, you know, standard to kunai. But, you can have him pose like that. Or, if you want him holding more than just 1 in each hand, the 3rd one comes in handy as it has pegs on each side. So you can peg this on here and here. And now you've got a 3-way splayed kunai knife. And this can be held in his hand like this. Just kind of have him grip it here. And you got knives that can be thrown everywhere, which is really cool looking. Especially you can have him hold just 2 in 1 hand or whatever. But it's a neat effect. It works pretty well. He has it good to go. You can give him the Muso Saber for extra armament like he uses it in the series. And it also works as an effect piece if you're trying to put together a display where he's using Ichigo Charge with the Muso Saber or the DJ Ju. It works out quite well. And overall, quite impressive. So Ichigo Arms is really neat. I like the sleek design of it. It is supposed to be a ninja-style form. Great team-up with Kamen Rider Zekros. But overall, really neat and super cool. I also like the red clashing with the blue. Works really nicely in that same way that Bujin Gaim works really nice. So, how's the set overall? So overall, this set is really cool, and I definitely recommend it to those who are collecting the line, though I wouldn't pay too much for it. I paid about 2,000 yen for mine, plus like handling fees and shipping. So if it's worth it to you for the price you see it at, go for it. It's a pretty cool set, but don't get it if you don't have, arms change figures, because otherwise you'll just have fruit that you overpaid for that do nothing. But overall, really cool, and I would definitely recommend it. But now it's the moment you've all been waiting for. It's the Gaim and Z-Cross Team-Up Special! Okay, maybe I'm the only one that wants to see this, but here. Z-Cross Gaim. Yes, now it's the moment you've all been waiting for. The Arms Change Montage. Come on, Pine Arms. Hey, Pine Arms. Suya, Pine Arms. Come on, Pine Arms. Soda, Pine Arms. Suya, Pine Arms. Suya, Pine Arms. Soda, Pine Arms. Soda, Pine Arms. Pine Arms. Come on, Ichigo Arms. Hey, Ichigo Arms. Suya, Ichigo Arms. Come on, Ichigo Arms. Soda, Ichigo Arms. Suya, Ichigo Arms. Suya, Ichigo Arms. Soda, Ichigo Arms. Soda, Ichigo Arms. Ichigo Arms. Well, now I've officially caught up on the arms change line. Sort of. We have one more arms change to do. The final retail arms change release, AC13, is up next. And we're about to get a fruit basket. Till next time, be sure to check out HeroTaku.com for all your Kamen Gaim news and more. Till next, it's Soundout saying goodbye.